Well, yes, I wanted to highlight it's actually quite serious. And I know that we're going to talk about more about this in extra, a lot more about this in extra. So make sure you tune in because it's going to be very interesting. But we have the UK has now been put into a protection zone, the whole country into a protection zone with regards to avian flu. So, of course, now we've got a Christmas turkey crisis. Um, Probably won't have turkeys, although people are saying they will be available. But more worryingly, we're finding that birds are disappearing. Seagulls, for example, seem to have all but vanished. In my local area, the duck pond, swans have been dying. So a lot of wild birds dying. But what worries me more is they're starting to hint a little bit about this strain of avian flu being transferred to penguins and also to seals. So when they start talking about seals and penguins, then they start talking about is it going to cross over into humans? So that's the next thing to look for. But this means that anybody that's got a bird, all birds have to now be kept indoors. End of. If you've got any birds in a shed outside, pigeons, etc., they've all now got to be kept enclosed, and DEFRA have to be informed. So it's a story to keep an eye on for sure. And as I know, Brian, we're going to be talking more about this in extra.
Okay, thank you for that. Well, it's all as clear as mud, Debbie.
Yeah, I just couldn't resist. I'm so sorry because Southwest Water come up with the most ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous excuses. They tell me that the sewage that's coming out of their drain that's coming into my house isn't their sewage, it's not their poo. Now, now, a beautiful, beautiful spot in St Agnes in Cornwall. I mean, literally, it was pouring out, pouring. But oh no, no, of course not Southwest Water. Of course not Susan Davies, CEO of Pennon. It can't possibly be sewage, can it? Of course it's got to be mud. It's a joke. Southwest Water are a complete joke. And I would be laughing if I'm not horrified because, as everybody knows, I'm a repeated sewer flood victim. But I just couldn't resist putting that in. And my thoughts and hearts go out to everyone in St Agnes because, quite honestly, it is vile. And if anybody wants to come to Cornwall, do not go near the sea, especially when it's been raining, because Southwest Water will have contaminated it all with raw sewage.
Yeah,
Sorry.
just incredible. And you've seen some video of that, I believe, Mike.
Yeah, it was in that report that Debbie put on screen. It is horrific. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to end there, but you selected three images for us to end on. Would you like me to cover those, or do you want to talk the audience through what you've got here,
I'd
Debbie?
love you to, Brian. Thank you.
Okay.
You carry on.
All right. We'll bring the first one on screen. It says, "Truth does not mind being questioned. A lie does not like being challenged." And I think that's a really good statement. I loved this one. It's a poster, top left. It says Spirit, then a big headline, World Economic Forum puppet costume. And the kit includes vaccine sales. I can't read some of the other smaller stuff underneath. Adult size costume. But of course, the star of the show is our very own Canadian president and Prime Minister, beg your pardon. And I just thought this was really good. So you can join the global elite by putting on an appropriate World Economic Forum puppet costume. And this one was also particularly good. It's a very heavily pregnant lady with a doctor. And she's saying to him, is it a boy or a girl? And he says, we'll let the kindergarten teacher decide. So the three of those bang on the money, really, Debbie. Thank you very much for providing those. Well, that brings us to the end of today's UK column. Thank you all very much for joining us. There will be an extra time in a few minutes. And as we've said in the news, we'll be covering some extra material to do with matters to do with vaccine policy. And we hope you'll join us in a few minutes. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.